time. Now ring in time. It's at 11:30 to noon. That starts the lunch macro. It's 2 hours long. So 11:30 to 1:30. You want to block that out. You want to have a real good study and go back through your old data, collect this information. What is it forming between 11:30 in the morning and 1:30 in the afternoon Eastern time? Whatever the low, and let's say it this way. If the market was bullish in the morning session going into noon, okay? Well, 11:30 to noon PM, 12 PM Eastern time. If it was bullish prior to that, the lunch macro runs to the low that was formed at 10 o'clock or immediately after 10 o'clock, time wise. Now I'll show it to you like this. Look at it like this way. At 10 o'clock, where's my little vertical line thing at? There. Actually, let's do it this. I'm going to strip everything off the chart. Here's 10 o'clock. And then we're going to delineate macro time for lunch. 11. There you go. We learned anything today? If you learned something, this is the time where you put that little thumbs up. I promise it doesn't make me any more money. It doesn't do anything. It doesn't put any money in my pocket. I promise you, it does not do it. And then 1:30. You guys are stingy on that little bit of that's a currency here, by the way. You don't pay me for anything, but that thumbs up tells me you're getting something from it. I don't see a lot of them, but I got like 100,000 people watching the video or the stream, and there's like 1,000, 2,000 thumbs up. It's really not inspiration for me to come out and do it again. Like I already know this stuff. I don't have to do it, but it's infectious to me. Like I feed off of your excitement, and your excitement is measured by that thumbs up. That thumbs up tells me I like what you're doing, ICT. Keep going. I don't have to come out here if you don't want me to keep doing it. Just don't bother clicking that little thumbs up. It's free to do it. I don't know why you wouldn't do it, but whatever. Here is the macro time. Okay, 10:30 to 1:30. The opening bell at 9:30 was here. There's your price at opening. Okay, so from 9:30 to 11:30 to noon, which is here. So in other words, this is what you want to visualize. Every single day you're doing this. Okay, every day. All you guys that are trying to automate things, I mean, this is like Candyland stuff right here, man. Okay. Now, when you were in school, we had a multiplication table. Okay. There's a vertical axis and a horizontal axis. And if you wanted to find what 9 times 9 is, you find the 9 on the vertical axis and the 9 on the horizontal axis, and you go across the grid until they meet, and you find that it meets at 81. That's weird. That's like the number of PD arrays I have. I did that just to be funny, but he laughs at his own jokes, guy. Well, you're weird. But we have the market run up and get to the bottom of that volume imbalance, right? Remember when we had the pink box up there, the red box? It trades up to there. What is it actually doing still? In and of itself, it's taking out the buy side here. It's doing it to get that buy side and then run where? Why is this a fake out? Why is this a turtle suit? Why did I close my long position and not wait for a full gap closure? You know, the trade I shared on X? Yeah. This buy side here, that buy side's taken by bumping the low of that volume imbalance on the daily chart that we highlighted in red. Once it does that, it's taken the buy side here, it's fully expanded to a premium that's, well, it's sufficient enough. But now we have to ring in time because here we're at that time where it's already ran the liquidity. It's probably made the high of the morning session. Now, lunch macro characteristic is now price, because it's an algorithmically driven delivery mechanism. It's going to go through a procedure like a multiplication table. Okay, now think about it. We're looking at the horizontal side, and now we have to look at the vertical side. What do we have vertically? We have to first start at 10 o'clock. And at 10 o'clock, here is a low here. Where are we at here? I'll have to do it in rays. So it might be a little bit cluttered at first, but just bear with me. Okay, I'll do my best to try to explain it. So here is the low, the first low after 10 o'clock. So right away, that is your objective for the lunch macro. What does that mean? Between 11:30 in the morning to 1:30 in the afternoon, the vertical side of, like, think of this right here. Like, think of this whole business right here is a multiplication table. Okay. And the way the algorithm deals with the data is time. You have to first start with time. Man, I'm giving too much shit today. Too much sauce. Stop them. There's somebody coming to the door. I hear the helicopters. Oh shit, the suits are coming. Lighten up. We're having fun. It's Friday. The vertical axis here, and then we have the horizontal axis. So we have horizontal is the time because that's the time on our chart. The vertical axis is what? It's the price. Okay. So we're flipping it when we're looking at it algorithmically. When we look at charts, we're looking at it with prices down here and I'm sorry, prices over here and time is down here. But the algorithm's looking back across time to a specific price. So we're finding where two price and a point where 2 points of reference where price and time agree. Time wise, that low is the first low that forms after 10 o'clock. It's going to drop down into that low because the first portion of the day has been going up. So the algorithm does what? It seeks liquidity. It seeks discount. It ain't looking at you and saying, look at him, he's got one micro contract on. I'm going for a stop. Son of a bitch. It's time to get even. It doesn't work like that. I never said that, but trolls and goofballs and idiots out there, they like to say that. They take things out of context. It doesn't matter if you have your trade there with a stop. It doesn't matter if you're in a position or not. Somebody has a stop loss right there. And if it's one contract, it doesn't matter because the algorithm is going back there because it's going to do what? It's going to take out the liquidity below that low, that low, that low, that low. It ain't just that low. It's just that's the first low that formed after 10 o'clock. Now, what happens when we have a really long, protracted, stretched out day and it's more like a trending day? Would I use the very first low in that regard? No. In that regard, because it's a trending day, what you're going to do is start at noon to 11:30 in that 30-minute window. As soon as 11:30 starts, for that next 30 minutes, that's your opening range, by the way, for lunch hours. This starts the look back period. And then if this was like a trending day, which is not, this is not a trending day. Nobody can tell me, and nobody would be able to make a case in a courtroom where a jury and a judge would say, yep, this is a trending day. This is consolidation. Okay. If this were not consolidation and we had this long block of price action and it was a straight up day, I would use the very first, like we did it here, it would be the very first low and going backwards in price action, going towards the 10 o'clock, the most prominent low. In that case, it would be this one here for me. That's the one I would use. So the lunch macro would be simply looking for a turtle soup from here down to that low, and I'd be done. And I would wait for the PM session or just be done for the day. But because we're in a big block of price action like this, we had the market run higher. We can then go back to that 10 o'clock. And I've talked about this. This isn't like I'm making it up now. I'm just giving you more information on how you can use a trending day versus a consolidation day, the rules that apply with that, and how the algorithm is going to refer to it. And I did not just make up the 11:30 to 1:30. That's why I told you that's when the lunch is. It's 2 full hours. It's in New York time, 11:30 to 1:30. Because what is 1:30? 1:30 p.m. to 2 o'clock in the evening hours PM session Eastern time. That's your opening range for PM session. So The lunch macro has to end at 1:30 because what does it start then? The next 30 minutes is your PM session opening range, which sets the stage for your 2 o'clock to close for PM session trading. In and of itself, right now, you know more than 99% of the people out there that trade intraday. Think about that. You endured this boring discussion, okay? I'm not done, by the way, but you've endured something and you've got information given to you now that helps you understand why people lose their ass, why they don't know why the market's going to go where it's going to go next. They have no idea. They have no logic. They have nothing except for whatever the Mickey Mouse shit is that they have in their head or in their charts. But this is the technical science behind it because whether you believe it or not, these markets are absolutely rigged to the gills. It's 100% manipulated. It's 100% controlled. It's 100% scripted. I could not be able to do what I'm doing if it wasn't like that. And that shouldn't scare you. It shouldn't make you uneasy. You should be thanking the characteristics that are available looking at price through this lens. When does the low at 10 o'clock here that forms right after 10 o'clock during consolidation day, when does it get hit? Oh, that's funny. Look at that. It runs that low out right before 1:30. That's probably random. That's probably random. It's interesting how everybody around the world came to the consensus that look, we're all going to buy and sell, and by some strange, weird way, our equal net sum zero game of buying and selling because there's got to be a buyer and seller for each side. It just so happens the end, when it's dropping, it goes right down to that low, right before the technical time for it to now change its delivery mechanism. Now we're entering the PM session. Convince me otherwise. Have fun at doing that because it takes more faith to believe the bullshit you think the markets are random and it's all buying, selling pressure. It takes more faith to believe that than it's rigged. And why is it I'm bringing out all the science that you can go out and measure all these things and it's there? It's there. Oh my. Oh my. That should be exciting for you because you don't have to tell me in the world that you're converting to what I teach. You don't have to. Just keep it quiet. It's a secret. It's your secret. Just use it. Make things better for for your family, for your future. You don't have to thank me for it. Trust me, you don't have to. So then what does the market do? It goes into its gyrations. Let me get these lines off because it's accomplished the method. And I'll take that little gray box off too because we don't need that anymore either. Did you learn something there? All these analogies are starting to make sense. Yep, that's it. And then the PM session here. Okay. So the market runs up, takes out that little pool of liquidity there, and then just goes into, stupid price action where it ain't doing anything. You have now learned more about price action than you would from any other book, any other educator. You won't find it in any other school of thought. It's not in it's not in any kind of um, archaic price action theory. Al Brooks doesn't talk about it. Wyckoff doesn't talk about it. Tom Hugard doesn't talk about it. Larry Williams never mentioned, doesn't even know anything about it. Chris Laurie doesn't know shit about it. Supply and demand never taught it. Online Academy, Trading Academy never touched it.